Good morning from Mischief Creations and Mischief Artworks Collective, and I want to do a video this morning to talk to you again about the hospice hope houses. There have been a lot of questions in the community about the project, and I could talk about the project for 2 hours and probably not answer all of the questions. So I just want to unveil the mission to you this morning and talk about the first 4 houses briefly. And in doing so, talk about the people that have invested themselves in the project. I think it's important to let the community know that there are community members that have invested themselves in the project, so we want to give a shout out to them. And also some information about the artist and the project. So as we start the project off, the 4 original houses that have been fabricated are not here anymore. One of them is with Matt Lichlighter, currently being painted. The other 2, number 1 and number 2, are at the Terrence Osborne Art Gallery on Magazine Street, and they are being painted, and they're in process. And number 3 house that will be painted by Adam Sambola is still having a little bit of fiberglass work done to it, and that will be picked up probably next week, and we will get that to Adam Sambola, and Adam will start painting that. So I do want to get a shout out to those particular artists, Terrence Osborne and Matt Lichlighter, because the houses that they were given were houses that were donated and came to us in a few different ways, and I'm going to explain that to you. But they were already pre-painted by the Mardi Gras float builder. So it's much more of a process for them than just painting a fiberglass house. They are going to have to sand those down and prime them and then paint them. So I appreciate Matt Lichlighter and Terrence Osborne for their dedication to the project and for going a little bit above and beyond in prepping those 3 particular houses. So let's talk about the mission first. The mission for Hospice House is the most important part, dollars for Hospice House. I told everybody when I was asked to be the project coordinator on this project that I wanted it to be a clean project, and I wanted to make sure 100% of the profits from the project went to Hospice House. I feel very strongly about this project. I feel very strongly about the charity of Hospice House and what Hospice House does. And as we go on through our videos, I'm going to give you more information on Hospice House and what they do. My friends at the North Shore Network, my networking group, have been very instrumental in helping me put a lot of this together, and they've been a great support team for me. And their Mardi Gras Mischief mascot, Networking Nettie, is going to be seen throughout the community with me as we run around and do some videos and showcase this project to you. We're going to pick her up, and she's going to join us in some future videos, so stay tuned for that. Our goal is 200 houses to showcase our businesses in Slidell, our community centers, our people, our culture, our Mardi Gras crews, 200 houses to showcase the people and the spirit of the city of Slidell, Louisiana. And our end goal is to turn Slidell, Louisiana into a tourist attraction with this project. And I firmly believe that this can happen. Some of you that don't know my background, I made my first art doll in 1996. That was 29 years ago. So I've been an artist for 29 years. But before that, I was in sales and marketing management for 25 years. I'm kind of old. But anyway, the sales and marketing end of it has traveled through with the art project. And that's why I'm here today, because I'm coming from the best of both worlds. I also spent 14 years on the board of directors of the St. Tammany Tourist Commission. I'm highly invested in tourism, and I want to see us turn our city into a tourist destination. The spirit of the people of Slidell, Louisiana is amazing, and we showed that to ourselves after Katrina when we rebuilt our city. And I really believe that the people in this community have a spirit that's alive and that will live on into the future to make this project really, really successful. So let's talk about some of the businesses in Slidell that have already invested themselves in this project. As different people have come to me, some things have come up that maybe were problems with other projects. The Pelicans have deteriorated some of them and had to be repainted, and that was something that we looked at. And so we had a lovely business owner reach out to us, Collision Exports. Collision Exports is going to seal every house after it's been painted with an automotive sealant. So when the houses come back from Matt Lichlider, Terrence Osborne, they're going to go to Collision Exports. They're going to be sealed with an automotive sealant, and they are bearing the expense of that. So they have donated their time and their expertise to do this project for us, along with the materials. Let's shout out to Social Pixel. Social Pixel is a social media company. You've seen their TV screens all over town. I have one here. Social Pixel has graciously invested themselves in this project 100%. They're going to be hosting our website at their own expense. They're going to be providing social media coverage for us at their expense. They have graciously had Mike Bell, who has worked with me on, Mike created the logo, and Mike will be doing a lot of videos and other things, and this is all being done at the expense of Social Pixel. Social Pixel has invested themselves in their project, and we thank them very much for their willingness to do that. The Crew of Dionysus and the Fassard family. House number 1 was owned by the Crew of Dionysus. It has been donated to the project. House number 2, the Fassard family owned and donated that house to the project. So both the Crew of Dionysus and the Fassard family, I thank you for that. These are the 2 houses that are currently being painted by Terrence Osborne, and one of them will go up here at the corner of Robert Boulevard and Tiger Drive at Mischief Creations. Pads. We need concrete pads to bolt these houses down onto. And invested in that project, Pads owner Mike Thorpe and myself, Connie Bourne, have sponsored the first 10 pads. So the concrete pads will be sponsored by myself and Mike Thorpe at Pads, and we are looking for a sponsor for the next 10 pads. So if somebody would like to come forward and help us with that, we would appreciate it. Also, I'm going to further invest myself in the project this morning because like other artists, I have a lot of people that come to me and ask for contributions, and sometimes it's not always easy to give them. But this doll is now no longer for sale. So she is colorful and she's artsy, so she is going to become the mascot for this project. And she is going to accompany me around town and visit the locations both before and after the houses are placed, and we're going to do interactive videos at those places of business both before and after the houses are placed, and she will join me. And at the end of our journey, she will belong to Hospice House, and Hospice House will choose the time and place to do a live auction on her, and somebody in the community can invest themselves in this project by purchasing her at auction. So I'm going to further invest myself in the project with that. This is the small house. Our target for the big houses is 200 placed around the city of Slidell. Our target for the small houses is 750 small houses. And I'm still working on how I'm going to run this particular project, but some of them have already been sold, and they will also be painted by local artists. So let's talk about the local artists that are investing themselves in this project. I will be talking about them a lot throughout the project. I'm going to talk about Matt Lichlider this morning because Matt was the first person to step forward and say, I will paint a house. And Matt has that house right now. Matt is well known for a lot of his paintings in town, his Dr. John and his Morgus. I think he's done 11 covers of Slidell magazine, and these were both covers of Slidell magazine. These are canvas prints that we have here. Here's another one of Matt's pieces. Very talented artist in our community. So let's talk about the artist for a moment. I've had a lot of people tell me, well, different projects did it different ways. Okay, well, We have talented people in this community. They're creative. I'm not going to tell them what to do. So he is painting a house for Jenny Triolo over here at Smiles. I did not tell Matt what to paint. I showed him the house. We talked about the house. We talked about Jenny and her business. And he's the creative person. He's the painter. He's going to paint the house, and we're all going to be astounded when we say it's going to be fabulous. So I'm not trying in any way, shape, or form to steer the artist into what they want to paint. Terrence Osborne is very renowned and one of my favorite artists, and I basically just gave Terrence this guidance. House number 1 is going up in front of my location, Mischief Creations. Paint it any way you want. So he's the creative person. He's going to decide how to paint that house, and we're all going to love it. I want to mention a few other artists today. Adam Sambola also has been going to paint house number 3, and it's going to be known as the gateway to Old Town Slidell. I've not given Adam any guidance on that. Adam can take his creative process and paint that house any way he wants to. We're not disclosing the location of it yet. We'll do that further down the road, but that's going to be fun. So as we go along, I will pair artists up with businesses. There's no application process. We've had many people approach us and say, oh, you could have an application process, a selection committee. We're going to pair artists up with the businesses, and we're going to allow the creative artists to paint what they want to paint and make our community shine, because that's what they do best. So I'm going to let them do their work and perform their magic to make Slidell shine. And that's how we're going to become invested in our community and turn this into a tourist attraction. So I want to mention yesterday, in closing, I had 6 artists in my location yesterday, all at different times, some of them dropping off pieces of artwork, a couple of them pottery artists, a stained glass artist. But I had a very special visit from a very special artist, somebody I've appreciated from afar for quite some time, Michael Reed. Michael Reed came in to visit me, and I'm going to tell you, he was a breath of fresh air. I enjoyed my visit with Michael so much. He's excited about the project. He and Charlotte Lowry Collins are going to be painting a house that's going to be in front of Lowry Dunham, Case and Vivian. Brenda Case and I spoke about that house. It's going to be the Moon Pie house. And Charlotte really wanted to do it. So I'm letting Charlotte plan that all out. And she got a hold of Michael, who's with Moon Pie. And together they're going to collaborate on that house. It's going to be really cool. And so in the future, when the crew of Moon Pie parades, they go right past that location. I'm sure they're going to stop and they're going to toast that house. It's going to be wonderful. But these are the creative people in our community. So if you're a creative person out there, if you're a painter and you want to participate in the project, feel free to come and see me. And I'd like to have a talk with you and see how I can maybe pair you up. If you aren't able to join us in the project, I understand that too, but I want to reach out to everybody that I can, and so that we feel free that everybody is participating. One last thing I want to mention, we'll close this video down. The money. The money comes in here. All checks come in here so that I can log you in this book. This is my log. Everything I do goes in this log so that I can share this with Hospice House. So you will come in here with a check for the large house, $1,500. The small house, $275. I will log it in. Your checks will be written out to Hospice House. They will come to me. I will log you in, and I will take down any notes you want me to take, pair you with an artist, and then Miranda or Cheryl will come over and pick up the checks. So we just want to make that clear. When you bring a check to me, make sure you make it out to Hospice House. That's how it needs to be made out. Any other questions that anybody in the community has about the project, please feel free to stop in to Mischief Creations at 1201 Robert Boulevard. I'm here 6 days a week. You can pop in and talk to me anytime. I will try to stop what I'm doing and answer your questions, be as helpful as I can. And then my husband Dean and I are going to be out in the community on Sundays, And we're going to do some adventure videos on this project, and we may start this Sunday and visit some locations and tell you about those businesses and tell you about the house that's been sold and the artist that's going to paint it. So stay tuned for that. It will be fun. Thank you.